So, on the last part we had one small issue where when we were shooting, a lot of the times we will actually hit our own colliders. Okay, that would have been a problem if we left it like that. I fixed it now. And it would have been a bigger problem when we wanted to actually do, the hit detection over the multiplayer. So, I fixed this now. We'll go over it. As you can see, usually when we were shooting from the left, we couldn't really hit anything because we were hitting our own collider, let alone hit any stuff like that. Okay, but as you can see here, now we can get pretty much, we can shoot everything. So what did I do to fix that? If we go on to our ray ballistics script, okay, this was what we had before. We were just doing a simple raycast where we were checking if there is the eye hittable interface. If we hit something with the eye hittable interface, then we were placing their particles that they were using. Well, if they don't, we just place a default one. And if we hit something that has the interface, then we let it run its own logic, which we're going to do on the next part for our players. Okay, so this changed to this. So the idea now is, instead of doing a simple raycast, we can delete this now. We're doing a raycast all, and we get everything from our origin to our direction based on all of this. Okay, obviously we don't need that much, but the thing is, we're going to filter out our own self, our own collider from that. So, how will this happen? First of all, we need an array of hits. Okay, we're doing a raycast all, and then either one of these conditions are true, then we don't really have anything. We're not really shooting at anything. We probably shoot at the sky. Then we can also take this now, because this has gone much below, and let's see, we can make this broadcast. Okay, well, let's leave that over there, since we don't really shoot at anything. We don't necessarily have to broadcast that through the network. Okay, then we need to find from all of these hits, we need to find the closest hit. We encapsulated this into a single method, and okay, this is just regular stuff, filtering every hit we have based on distance. We have a temporary distance. If that temporary distance is lower than the minimum distance, then that's the new minimum distance. Okay, standard stuff. But the only addition I did is I check if there is actually a state manager inside one of those hits. I'm going to compare their ID, their photon ID, with who shoots. Okay, and this will come in handy in multiplayer as well, because that's where we don't want to compare state manager via state manager, since every client will have a different state manager, and we can't compare that, but we can compare the photon IDs, which means we're not really shooting at ourselves, neither on our own game instance and not on the client's instance as well. Okay, so if the IDs are the same with the shooter, then that means it's not the closest hit we want. Find me something else. So it's going to ignore it entirely, which means the closest hit we're going to get to return over here is going to be the closest hit that we actually want. Okay, we're not really shooting ourselves. So after that, things are mostly the same. We check for the eye hittable. We do all of this exactly the same as we were doing it before, and if we hit a state manager, most probably a state manager, or this could be the exploding barrels and stuff like that, you can easily do this via this. Okay, and yeah, on hit, okay, and it does that. So we don't need this anymore, and because we're using the same logic for the client shoot, we have to basically paste this entirely over here, but don't forget that we need to change the closest hit from hit dot point to the closest hit, and the state manager inventory current weapon is the one we want to use for the client suit, and not the weapon we are passing, because we're not really passing the weapon, we just use this. Okay, that's basically it. That's how we solve this issue, which means on the next part we can simply go on to our own and we can simply go and write the on hit for our state manager, which means you can subtract damage and you can also kill somebody and place blood particles and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll do that on the next part. For this, I think let's just encapsulate this over here and end this part now. So, as always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more videos like this, then consider supporting me on Patreon so we can keep making them. I'll see you next time.